He's not called Big Ben for nothing. Ben Roethlisberger played 18 seasons in the NFL, of which Pittsburgh Steelers never had a losing season, with only 4 having an even 8-8 record. That is, 77.77% of the seasons are winning, and 12 of them, being 66.66%, qualified for the playoffs. Ben bagged numerous awards in the 18 seasons he played while receiving hefty paychecks, but when he won his first Super Bowl at the age of 23, it was obvious he had just gotten started. Benjamin Todd Roethlisberger was born on March 2, 1982, in Lima, Ohio, to his dad, Kenneth Todd "Ken" Roethlisberger, a former pitcher and quarterback at Georgia Tech, and mom, Ida Jane. Ben had a younger sister, Carly Roethlisberger, who had her eyes fixed on basketball as she played for the University of Oklahoma. Growing up, Ben was a multi-talented athlete, and it didn't take too long for his talent to be discovered at Findlay High School in Findlay, Ohio. Due to his skill and athletic build, Roethlisberger was the captain of the Trojans' basketball, baseball, and football teams. However, young Ben did not play quarterback until his senior year. Instead, he played wide receiver, giving way to the coach's son, Ryan Haidt. In a 2004 interview, Haidt would later insist that his decision was not an act of miscalculation or nepotism. I'm a nationally known knucklehead in many people's eyes, but we did a couple of drills and my kid throwing to Ben was a much better combination. But despite Haidt's actions, Ken, a former Georgia Tech QB, never publicly criticized him for playing Ryan ahead of his son Ben. Instead, he stated, "It was a coach's call. Sometimes you make bad calls, and at other times you make good ones. I'm not even saying this was a bad one either. We can say it was now, but how can we be so sure?" Ryan, Haidt's kid, went on to Denison University, where he set numerous career and single-season records as a wide receiver by the time he graduated from college, but unfortunately never made it to the NFL. Roethlisberger proceeded to Miami University in Oxford, Ohio, where he played collegiate football as a quarterback and made his debut against Michigan in the 2001 season. He completed 18 of 35 passes for 193 yards and 2 touchdowns in the 31-13 loss. He completed his first year with the Red Hawks, rushing for 3,105 passing yards, 241 completions, and 25 touchdown completions while leading them to a 7-5 record. The following season, he threw for 525 yards and 4 touchdowns, breaking the MAC single-game record for passing yards in a 48-41 loss against Northern Illinois. Ben established the Miami single-season record with 3,238 passing yards and 271 completions in 2002. After the Red Hawks started the season with a loss to the Hawkeyes, Roethlisberger led the team to an unbeaten MAC record, 12 consecutive wins, a 49-28 victory over Louisville in the 2003 GMAC Bowl, and a number 10 ranking in the Associated Press poll. Big Ben finished the season with a conference-leading 4,486 passing yards, 343 completions, and 37 passing touchdowns. He broke the school's single-season records in all 3 categories and was named the MAC Offensive Player of the Year. Nationwide, MACtion audiences would later watch Roethlisberger's team after ESPN started broadcasting MAC games on Tuesdays and Wednesdays, which were days without other football on TV. The success of the 2003 Red Hawks led to the expectation that Ben would be drafted early. At the Combine, he scored a 25 on the Wonderlic. At that point, it was obvious that Roethlisberger was right on his way to success, that even commentators during the GMAC Bowl discussed that his skills would translate to success in the league. Roethlisberger was one of the players who received an invitation to the draft alongside others in the green room and was subsequently featured on the "Hey Rookie, Welcome to the NFL" show. During the 2004 NFL Draft, he was the second highest touted QB behind Ole Miss's Eli Manning. Speculations had it that Big Ben would be taken as the 4th overall pick by the New York Giants, with the Chargers taking Manning 1st overall. But while the San Diego Chargers drafted Manning, the New York Giants instead selected Phillip Rivers as part of a trade deal that saw Manning sent to the Giants and Phillip to San Diego. Roethlisberger would be selected 11th overall by the Pittsburgh Steelers, making him the highest draft pick the Pittsburgh Steelers used on a QB since selecting Terry Bradshaw in 1970 as the first overall and highest drafted QB to play for the team that picked him. Prior to the selection, head coach Bill Cowher and Kevin Colbert, director of football operations, were keen on selecting Arkansas guard Shawn Andrews, so the Steelers almost didn't select Roethlisberger. However, Dan Rooney, Steelers owner, came to his rescue as he overrode Cowher and Colbert when he realized Ben was still available. He definitely didn't want to repeat a pass on a franchise QB as the Steelers had done when they drafted Gabriel Rivera while Dan Marino was still available in the 1983 NFL Draft. It came as a surprise to Ben, who was live on an interview with ESPN's Suzy Colbert when Cowher's call came in, confirming his selection before the official announcement. Ben was one of 17 quarterbacks taken along with Manning and Rivers in the 2004 NFL Draft. All three would enjoy successful and lengthy careers with their various teams and have been compared favorably to the 1983 Draft, which included Hall of Fame quarterbacks Jim Kelly, Marino, and John Elway. However, two-time Super Bowl winner and six-time Pro Bowler Ben Roethlisberger led the three in wins, postseason appearances, and winning percentage, and luckily had the longest career among them. And at this moment, the buck came calling. Roethlisberger would later sign a 6-year contract worth $22.26 million in salaries and bonuses, with $17.73 million available via incentives. Ben rose to fame at the young age of 23 after he led the Pittsburgh Steelers to victory against the Seahawks in Super Bowl 40. He would later lead the Steelers to a second Super Bowl title in 2008. Currently, Roethlisberger ranks 9th all-time in NFL passer rating and holds the 4th highest career winning percentage. For a man named Big Ben, Roethlisberger's net worth is undoubtedly a big amount. The quarterback has a net worth of a whopping $100 million and is ranked 91st on the Forbes list of the highest paid athletes in the world. He later renewed his contract with the Steelers for $68 million in 2019, receiving an additional $37 million in signing bonus and an annual salary of $23 million. Ben was also famous off the field for the numerous brands he endorsed, such as Panini, Nike, Upper Deck, Sprint, and Fanatics. These deals made up $1 to $3 million of his annual income. He was also the face of Big Ben's Beef Jerky, a popular American snack sponsored by PLB Sports. However, Benjamin wasn't the type to stay out of trouble, as he would often make the headlines for the wrong reasons. He was involved in legal battles involving sexual allegations and lost several deals in 2010, including PLB Sports, who withdrew the product shortly afterward. The quarterback is also the spokesman for a campaign known as Swiss Roots, which is intended to help Americans of Swiss origin realign with their Swiss ancestral heritage. The Steelers quarterback has invested nearly $11 million in Neolite, a medical device company that develops phototherapy beds to cure jaundice in both preterm and full-term babies. Apart from his salary as a professional footballer in the league, various investments and endorsements, Big Ben also has his own line of barbecue sauce, Big Ben's BBQ. Talking about putting his money to good use, the 40-year-old deals in real estate and listed his 7-bedroom house near Gibsonia, including facilities like a golf simulator, an arcade zone, a 6-car garage, and a pool for $2.7 million. However, due to a lack of buyers, the quarterback was forced to settle for $2.3 million. Roethlisberger bought his first home for $475,000 soon after signing his first contract with the Pittsburgh Steelers and later sold the 2,423-square-foot home for an unimpressive $360,500, not having such good luck in the real estate market system. Since being drafted in 2004, Ben has moved houses several times and has incurred significant losses from the sales of homes. Roethlisberger currently resides in a $2 million custom mansion he designed himself, which spans 22,464 square feet, excluding outdoor space, and includes an outdoor spa and pool. The 2-story colonial-style luxury mansion is built on a 2-acre plot. The home is located in Sewickley Heights, a neighborhood other pro athletes such as Mario Lemieux and Sidney Crosby comfortably call home. After signing his first deal, Roethlisberger purchased his first car, an Alfa Romeo Disco Volante. His garage also contains a Mini Cooper convertible, Hummer, and Ferrari 488 GTB. According to reports, his diverse car collection is worth $4 million. Well, at least he's married, so he doesn't have to blow cash on ladies and all that stuff. Ben married Ashley Harlan in 2013. Ashley graduated with a degree in health science from St. Francis University in Loretto, Pennsylvania in 2009 and continued with a Master of Physician Assistant degree a year later. The duo welcomed their first child, Benjamin Jr., in 2012, Bailey in 2014, and followed by Brody 2 years later. Roethlisberger remains one of the NFL's most prolific passers in history. Upon retirement, he ranked 5th all-time in NFL career passing yards, 64,088, 8th all-time in touchdowns, 418, and 5th in completions, 5,440, among QBs with a minimum of 1,500 career attempts. Big Ben would announce his retirement in 2021. Ben said about the next phase of his life, "I'm excited, just because I get to go home. We've got snow, so the kids are already tubing and sledding. So, being a husband and a dad, you never take a day off. You just keep going." He has taken the NFL by storm and broken several records. Now is the time to be a full-time dad. And it's obvious he'll do just great. Click here to see Dak Prescott's cowboy lifestyle, or click here to see Jerry Rice's icy lifestyle. We'll catch you in the next one.